What's going on, guys? This is Barnabas, aka Mac and Cheese, and I'm bringing you some DLC content. This is the grind is the map, and I'm playing Hardpoint. It was a mosh pit. I'd never played Hardpoint. My team had never played Hardpoint, so I thought it'd be great to kind of just throw this information out there, give you guys the locations of each Hardpoint and the rotation that it kind of goes in, and the ins and outs and whatnot. So I hope that you find this useful. Once you kind of know this stuff, you know it becomes easy to memorize, at least for me. Map awareness is very, very crucial, and so from the get-go, this is kind of, I don't know, I call this park or skate park or whatever you want to call this. The whole place is a skate park, but this is kind of like a little more parky as far as I'm concerned. So we don't really know what we're doing here. We know the map, to a degree, but again, this is the first hard point that we have found, so we're a little bit frazzled. We don't really know where we're going. The reason why we kind of push up that way, and because if you look at the mini map, half our team was up north, and we needed to watch our asses because people are going to spawn behind me. I see Can and Cheese shooting in that direction. I know that they're coming from that direction. Little things like that, little cues like that are going to help you, hopefully, as you play the game. Now, you can kind of see on the little mini-map over there on the right, I hope it's not too distracting, but you can see the arrows that I've drawn in, and I'm going to do this for each one of them. Those are the directions that most people can kind of get into the hard points from. And I thought that's just kind of beneficial to a degree where if you know the cutoff points, you know the choke points, that's going to help you at least prepare for your defensive tactics, since you have to hold the hill, obviously, for so long. So the second one is in kind of concession stand areas, kind of what I call it, or lockers. This is, you've got a couple stairway entrances and this window here, and then that big back doorway area. So you kind of have the advantage where you can be looking down upon the area that the people have to kind of funnel into to kind of get to this hard point. So once you get it, it's kind of easier to lock down. Now, something that we haven't really talked too much about is just score streaks when you get into these hard points. I find that Guardian is obviously really good, easily countered by an EMP. Also, trophy system is very, very solid in helping your team maintain that hard point. So consider those things when you are going to be playing hard point, which kind of leads me to one of my next thoughts, which is just kits, as you kind of kits per game type. So hopefully I'm gonna have time to make a video and help you guys out with what kind of kits I use for what game type. Hopefully that's beneficial in some way, shape, or form. But let's talk about the third hard point. And the third hard point is the Halfpipe. So pretty much complete opposite side of the map of where the first hard point was. Now, this is a hard point that is very, very difficult to maintain for a very long period of time if you have people constantly rushing it, or if you don't get it right off the bat. Reason being is that as you can kind of see from the arrows, there's a lot of ways to approach it, and there's a lot of open areas. And when you're in the hard point, the plus side is that it's a little bit lower. You have the half pipe, but it goes underground a bit, so you can kind of help maintain it. Now, what I'm doing here is because I feel like it wasn't advantageous for me to kind of go over to that hard point at the 10-second mark. I'm kind of hanging back towards the back of the map on that opposite spawn from where we originally spawned, because I have an inkling that it's going to be somewhere in that area. Right, and luckily enough, I was right, and it was back over here, and so that kind of got us a better spawn for this, and we're better off. We're getting points a lot sooner, and that's going to help us win the match. So the other downside to this is that you have no cover over the top of your head, so you're very susceptible to kill streaks that are, the what do you call it, Hellstorm or Lightning Strike, things like that, and you can easily get people off of the hard point by using those as an offensive move, right, as well as a defensive move if you want to kind of lock things off, kind of as my team's doing right now, locking off that general area in which they would most likely be coming from. But with that being said, those are the 4 hard point rotations, and in that order, so it's going to cycle back through here in just a second, and you'll kind of see on the mini-map, this is the rotation. Once you kind of figure out that rotation, you can pick up a nice ebb and flow from moving from one hard point to the next, and help your team get a win a lot faster. And you can also kind of call things out, let people know when you do have this information memorized. I always find it helpful, or maybe it's annoying. I don't know. My teammates can kind of chime in, if they're watching these videos. I tend to pretty much when there's 10 seconds, tell my team 10 seconds, move to the next hard point. And a lot of times people will be like, what is it? And then you can relay it back out to them. That's always helpful. Gives people a little bit extra time to get set up or start moving to the next one, so that you want it, because you want to get there right as it kicks in, and you want to start gaining points as fast as possible. Excuse me. One other helpful tip that I'm not sure is common knowledge, but I found out just recently, is the more people on your team that you have in the hardpoint, the faster you gain points. So if you only have one person in the hardpoint, yes, you're gaining points. And I did say in my last video that, you'll really only need one person in the hardpoint, and then you kind of want to set up a perimeter. And that's true to a degree, but I almost feel like there is an actual benefit to having multiple people in the hardpoint to gain points a lot faster. And I've had a very few very, very close games where we've had to be like, everybody get in the hardpoint, just so that we can kind of get enough points to pull out the win at the very last second. And it's been super, super intense and very, very fun. And it was just a little trick that I had kind of recently discovered, and I don't know if that was common knowledge, so I figured I'd share that with you guys in case you didn't know. Next thing kind of leads me into things that I want to do with my channel. From here on out, I'm going to be creating a few series. I want to do Let's Play, and my goal is, throughout the course of the years, to get a little bit more organized with my channel. I want to do Let's Plays. I want to give some more information back to you guys, because I do know a bit about video games. I did work in video games for a while, and I understand fairly well how the spawn points work and how the programmers are programming spawn points, and I want to give that awareness back to you guys, so that if anything, you have a general knowledge. Shit happens, and people do spawn on top of you or behind you, and if you can at least understand kind of what happens to a degree, then you can hopefully prevent that stuff from happening to the best of your ability. And that's all you can really hope for when you're playing these games, so you get the most enjoyment out of it. But that's the end of the video there, guys. I'm going to throw up the rotation points here, make it big one more time, just so you can kind of see it. One last bit of information. But yeah, once again, I really appreciate you guys watching the video. I hope this was somewhat informative. And as always, thanks for watching the video, and I will see you guys next time. Peace.